Hi friends, welcome to Beautifully Bookish Bethany. Today's video is something I do once a year. It is a dedicated book haul for New York Comic Con. And if you're wondering why I do this as its own dedicated video, it's because every single year I go to Comic Con and I think, I won't have that many books that I come home with, and then every year I have an absurd number of books that I come home with. Most of which I don't buy. I feel like New York Comic Con is a little bit of a hidden gem in terms of being a great place for bookish people. There are a lot of really cool giveaways, advanced reader copies that publishers are there giving away, finished copies, author signings. It's a lot of fun, and because the majority of people don't go to New York Comic Con for literary stuff, it's wonderful. It's like, I mean, like, things get busy. It gets a little intense, but it's a lot of fun, and I always come away with way more goodies, books and book-related items than I had planned on. So as to not make my regular October book haul absurdly long, we're gonna put all of the New York Comic Con stuff in this video. And to give you a sense of what I'm talking about, I'm going to divide this up by day. I have a stack of books for each day that I was there, and I want you to keep in mind when I'm showing you this that as you will have seen in my New York Comic Con vlog, I ended up having a dental crisis this weekend, and Monday morning had to go get a root canal. So I was in a lot of pain and did not go try to get nearly as many books, especially on Saturday, as I normally might have in a typical year. I left early because I wasn't feeling well. And then Sunday, I was there with my kids and wasn't really trying to get a lot of books that day either. So keep all of that in mind. Honestly, I'll be the first to admit, there are moments where people are like, hey, you want a book? And I'm like, yeah, sure, without necessarily having the time to stop and look at the book and figure out what it is. So sometimes I come home with some things that I'm like, this is maybe not my thing, but then I pass it on to somebody whose thing it is, and you get to see all of it in this lovely haul video. So let's go ahead and start with the stack of books that I came home with on Thursday. Here is my Thursday stack. Oh my god. If you notice there's some things on top that don't look like books, that's because I wanted to give you an idea of how great Comic-Con is for other book-related items. 4 bookish pins that were free giveaways, including one for the Into the Riverlands by Nevo, which I'm obsessed with, one for Their Vicious Games, which I also love, a Joe Nesbo one, and these are fun. Some of them I like to collect, some of them I end up using as little extra goodies to put in packages to my patrons for like their birthdays and stuff, so those are fun. We have a Star Wars audiobook pop socket, bookmarks that I can give to my kids without giving them my super fancy ones, and stickers, including a Murderbot one, which I love. I also ended up with a Kitchen Wizard apron that was being given away at a smaller indie publisher booth. So day one, I ended up with 11 books, one of which I purchased, and I think there was another book that I got for my kids as well, but they already have that, so it's not in the book haul for this. But there are also a lot of great kids books. So the book that I bought on day one was unsurprisingly from Tor. This is Starter Villain by John Scalzi. I had intended to get this signed while I was there, and then my tooth situation happened and I did not, but I am curious to read this. Early reviews look fun. It's gonna be interesting. It is an iconic cover, and the Tor booth, who you all know I love, had a thing going where if you bought a book, you got an advance copy with it, and they were kind enough to give me the one I requested. So I have System Collapse by Martha Wells, the next Murderbot book, which of course I'm very excited for. So bought this. This came with purchase, and all the rest of the books in the stack were just free giveaways. The Band by Christine Ma Kellums. I want to say this was something to do with K-pop band, a K-pop band? Yeah. In the age of Interpol, paparazzi, and Twitter, where can a man hide? In plain sight. So I think this is a romance that's coming out April 16th from Atria Books, following the eldest member and visual of a Korean boy band whose latest solo single accidentally leads to a controversy and he gets canceled, so he disappears from the public eye by hiding in the McMansion of a Chinese American woman he meets in a Los Angeles H-Mart. It's supposed to be, okay, maybe it's not a romance. It says it is darkly funny, whip smart, and indicting portrayal of mental health and public obsession, fandom, and cancel culture. The band bitingly considers the many ways in which love and fame can devolve into something far more sinister when their demands are unmet. Interesting. Super interesting. So yeah, I don't know why I thought a romance given the cover. Equal parts academic and cheeky. It sounds like fun. It could be fun. It's not super long either. Then for one that I'm not actually sure I want to read, they were giving away a special copy of The Bat by Joe Nesbo, the electrifying first book in the Inspector Harry Hole series. I actually don't think I would get on great with Joe Nesbo, but it was one of those like, hey, you want a free book sort of thing. So I don't know, maybe I'll find someone to pass this along to who likes this book, because it is kind of fun as a collectible item. It's an exclusive Comic-Con edition. Then coming out January 30th is Once a Queen by Sarah Arthur. This one is from Waterbrook, an imprint with Penguin Random House. A mysterious manor house hides the keys to shocking family secrets and rapidly fading portals to other worlds in this richly woven opener to a best-selling author Sarah Arthur's young adult fantasy series. Sounds fun. I'm interested. Coming out in March is The Haunting of Velkwood by Gwendolyn Kist. This cover looks great and super creepy. This one is from Simon & Schuster. From Bram Stoker award-winning author Gwendolyn Kist comes a chilling novel about three childhood friends who miraculously survived the night that everyone in their suburban neighborhood turned into ghosts. Perfect for fans of Yellow Jackets. It sounds good, so very interested in that one. Then we have a book from Del Rey coming out May 14th. Look at that cover. This is Crown of Starlight by Kate Corin. Greek mythology takes to the stars in this steamy sci-fi reimagining of the tale of Ariadne and Dionysus, the first book in a snarky, queer, lushly romantic duology set in a galaxy of monstrous mortals, bloodthirsty gods, and love fierce enough to shatter the cosmos. I mean, if that doesn't sound right up my alley, I don't know what to tell you. Very interested in that one. I got a finished copy of You Again by Kate Goldbeck, and I got it signed, so that was fun. I had an advanced copy of this and read it and reviewed it and really enjoyed it. It is a debut contemporary romance that is a modern take on When Harry Met Sally, but with the roles kind of gender flipped. It was good. There was a lot that I liked about it. You can see my full review on Goodreads. Okay, here's one. I have no idea what this is. I haven't even looked at it. They just handed it to me. So let's see what this is. Boys Weekend by Maddie Lubchansky, a novel. Is it a graphic novel? It looks graphic. Yep. So it's a graphic novel. I don't know what it's about. Let's see. Oh, okay. This actually sounds pretty interesting. It's satire taking on gender and capitalism, following a newly out trans artist's assistant invited to an old friend's bachelor weekend in El Campo, a hedonistic wonderland of a city floating in international waters. Think Las Vegas with even fewer rules. Though Sammy has not identified as a man for more than a year, Sammy's old buddies haven't quite gotten the message, as evidenced by their closest college friend, Adam, asking them to be his best man. Oof. Yikes. Can Sammy find the strength and confidence to assert themselves and live proudly and just straight up live? Part satire, part horror, Boys Weekend is a surreal, scary, and immensely imaginative romp through a bachelor party literally from hell. Okay, that actually sounds really good and really interesting. So it looks like the author is also the cartoonist and illustrator, and they are non-binary and trans, and yeah, cool. You know, sometimes it works out really nicely when you just say yes and pick up whatever it is they're offering you, I guess. Then I have a signed copy of a very anticipated early book, The Next Thing from Catherine Arden. This is The Warm Hands of Ghosts, coming out February 13th of 2024. During the Great War, a combat nurse searches for her brother, believed dead in the trenches despite eerie signs that suggest otherwise, in this hauntingly beautiful historical novel with a speculative twist. I'll be honest, If Catherine Arden wasn't the one writing this premise wouldn't necessarily appeal to me. Like World War I, World War II stuff is not always my vibe, but the fact that it's speculative and the fact that the author of The Bear and the Nightingale wrote it, very exciting. So I got to see Catherine Arden and get it signed, which was fun, and I am interested. And then the last book that I brought home on Thursday is Afterworld by Debbie Urbanski. This is another one. I have no idea what it's about. It's going on sale December 5th. A groundbreaking debut that follows the story of an artificial intelligence tasked with writing a novel only for it to fall in love with the novel's subject? The last human on Earth. Huh. Okay. I mean, that has potential. It's an interesting premise. The Thursday haul. Also, is this going to destroy my attempts to make my TBR smaller? Probably. Let's move on to Friday. Here is my Friday haul, and I bought one book on Friday. You can see more information on some of what I'm going to talk about in my New York Comic Con vlog, so if I haven't yet, I will link it up above for you. First up, I got to go to a party for a TV show. They gave me a hat, which was fun, but the strike is ongoing, so I'm not really going to talk about that. Some bookish tattoos for the children. The one book that I bought on Friday is something that I actually had pre-ordered, so I'm probably just gonna return the pre-order when it arrives because the author was there signing, and I now have a signed copy of The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. Y'all, To Bethany, History Lives. Amazing. I also got to see Tananarive on a panel with Stephen Graham Jones and Nick Cutter about horror, and it was fantastic. So this is taking real life history at a boys' reform school and then putting a supernatural twist on it. I hear that it is rough, but I love her writing. I think she's amazing, and it was really cool getting to meet her and get a couple books signed, so I purchased this. I was very excited to get a copy of the next book from S.T. Gibson because I really enjoyed her debut. This is An Education in Malice. It's going on sale in February of 2024. One of us was always going to bleed for the other. Deep in the forgotten hills of Massachusetts stands St. Perpetua's College. Isolated and ancient, it is not a place for timid girls. Here, secrets are currency, ambition is lifeblood, and strange ceremonies welcome students into the fold. On her first day of class, Laura Sheridan is thrust into an intense academic rivalry with the beautiful and enigmatic Carmilla. Together, they are drawn into the confidence of their demanding poetry professor, De La Fontaine, who holds her own dark obsession with Carmilla. But as their rivalry blossoms into something far more delicious, Laura must confront her own strange hungers. Tangled in a sinister game of politics, bloodthirsty professors, and dark magic, Laura and Carmilla must decide how much they're willing to sacrifice in their ruthless pursuit of knowledge. Oh my god, this sounds so good. Like queer dark academia. Like, oh my god. Yes, 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 yes. I was very, very excited when I saw that. Oh yeah, this I thought was cute. My book club slays vampires. I thought that was a fun sticker. I liked that. And my other big win of Friday, and this was the thing that I really, really wanted, is the arc of an X book by somebody who is a friend, but also somebody who writes amazing books that I am really into, and that is Tender Beasts by Lizelle Sambury. Look at that cover. Love. This goes on sale also in February of next year, and this is her next YA horror. Delicious Monsters was one of my favorite books of the year, and I'm very excited for this. Sunny Bear has 4 siblings, but only one is a murderer. With the death of Sunny's mother, matriarch of the wealthy Bear family, Sunny's once picture-perfect life is thrown into turmoil. Her mother had groomed her to be the family's next leader, so Sunny is confused when the only instructions her mother leaves is a mysterious note: take care of Dom. The problem is, her youngest brother Dom has always been a near stranger to Sunny, and seemingly a dangerous one if found guilty of his second-degree murder charge. Still, Sunny is determined to fulfill her mother's dying wish. But when a classmate is gruesomely murdered and Sunny finds her brother with blood on his hands, her mother's simple request becomes a lot more complicated. Dom swears he's innocent, and although Sunny isn't sure she believes him, she takes it upon herself to look into the murder, a task made all the more urgent by the discovery of another body. And another. Oh my god, this is like wild. Interesting. So, sibling stuff and murder. Exciting. I also grabbed an advanced copy of Hunt on Dark Waters by Katie Robert. Do I have the finished copy pre-ordered? Yes. but you know, they had advanced copies. This is coming out in November. It is the first in her new pirate romance series, and I just enjoy Katie Robert a lot, so very excited for that. I also kind of accidentally ended up with another copy of Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden, so I will pass this along to someone else who might enjoy it. I have The City of Stardust by Georgia Summers. This is a debut novel that sounds really good. It's coming out in January, and they're saying that it's good. Where did they say it? They said it's for a spellbinding debut novel from a new star of fantasy, perfect for fans of The 10,000 Doors of January and The Starless Sea. That's me. I loved both of those things. This sounds like it could be my deal. A curse can be many things for the Everleys. It begins with stardust. Power-hungry scholars, fickle gods, and monsters bent on revenge. I mean, listen, I feel like I could really love this. There are some really, really exciting books in this haul. Then we have The Other Mothers by Catherine Faulkner. This goes on sale December 5th, and it is coming out from Gallery Books. The author of the twisty, fast-paced Greenwich Park returns with a fresh and deftly paced thriller about murder, class, and motherhood in an exclusive London community. Honestly, this sounds really good. I think because I'm a mom myself, I'm like kind of into this premise. She sees them at her son's new playgroup, The Other Mothers, a group of sleek, sophisticated women who live in a neighborhood of tree-lined avenues and stunning houses. The sort of mother Tash herself would like to be. When the mothers welcome her into their circle, Tash discovers Tosh? I don't know. Might be Tosh, discovers the kind of life she's always dreamed of, their elegant London townhouses a far cry from her cramped basement flat and mounting bills. She's quickly swept up into their wealthy lifestyle via coffees, cocktails, and playdates. But when another young woman is found dead, it's clear there's much more to the community than meets the eye. The more Tash investigates, the more she's led uncomfortably close to the other mothers. Are these women really her friends? Or is there another sinister reason why she has been so quickly accepted into their exclusive world? Who exactly is investigating whom? Sounds so good. I love it. And the final book that I have is from an author meet and greet that I was invited to from Tor, so thank you so much to them. That is with V.E. Schwab for The Fragile Threads of Power. This is the first book in a spin-off series from the Shades of Magic series, which I really enjoyed, and so I'm excited to check this out. And I got it signed, which was really exciting. And this is so pretty. It's like marble pages, and like, look at that. Oh my gosh. So thank you so much to Tor for inviting me. I had a really good time, and cool bookmark too. That was fun. All right. It's like, can I finish showing you everything before I have to go get my kids? We'll see. I have 15 minutes. At least the stacks from the other days are much smaller because I was not feeling well. So next up is Saturday. Here's my stack from Saturday. Like I said, not very big, but I have some very exciting things in the stack. So in the morning, I was invited to this really cool event launching a historical romance graphic novel, and that is Ruined by Sarah Vaughn, Sarah Winifred Searle, and Nikki Smith. Sarah Winifred Searle is the illustrator, and she was at the event. They invited us to this breakfast tea at a fancy place, the Parisian Tea Room, which was really cool. Got our copies signed. I haven't read it yet, but I'm really excited about it. It's a Regency romance with a marriage of convenience, and apparently it gets kind of steamy, which is interesting. So I love the artwork. I love the concept. I'm into the genre, and I'm so curious to try something like this in a graphic novel format. So thank you so much to Macmillan and First Second Books for inviting me. I had a really fantastic time, and I look forward to reading this. Then I got an advanced copy of To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods by Molly X. Chang. This goes on sale in April from Del Rey, and it sounds pretty good. She has power over death. He has power over her. When two enemies strike a dangerous bargain, will they end a war or ignite one? So it says that it is a tale at the intersection of science fiction, fantasy, and the very real devastation that colonialism brings down on colonized people. It sounds really good. Excited to check that out. Then I got a signed copy of a novella coming out from P. Djeli Clark, who I absolutely love. I've read everything by him, actually, and I love all of it. This is The Dead Cattail Assassins, going on sale April of 2024. The Dead Cattail Assassins are not cats, nor do they have tails, but they are most assuredly dead. It's a brand new world and a fantastical city full of gods and assassins. It sounds really fun. It is a novella, and I absolutely love his works. Then I have one that will probably probably be going to my kids. This is Zombie Season by Justin Weinberger. This is from Scholastic. No one is ever ready for zombie season. It sounds kind of fun. It's like a middle grade, creepy middle grade book. And then lastly is one I'm very excited for. I got a fancy promo box for The Future by Naomi Alderman. This is so fun. So it comes with a couple of pins, an info card, and an advance copy. This goes on sale on November 7th, so really soon. It sounds really fun. So this is from the author of The Power. It's about a handful of friends who plot a daring heist to save the world from the tech giants whose greed threatens life as we know it. Kind of a dystopian future thing. I'm very interested. And finally, we have the stack from Sunday. I did purchase one book on Sunday. It was 50% off and signed, and that is A Benny Song by P. Djeli Clark, which I have already read. I had an advanced e-copy on NetGalley and I gave it 5 stars. I think this is a fantastic middle grade fantasy dealing with some really tough issues in an age-appropriate way, and so for 10 bucks I was able to pick up a finished copy so I can read it with my kids. Love that. Then some places were just giving away things they had left over, so I grabbed all of these from Macmillan Kids. Mihi Ever After Off the Rails by Tay Keller is a little, I think, like early reader book that just looked cute. Honestly, it doesn't even say what it's about exactly. Oh, here we go. Mihi and her friends are heading back to the Rainbow Realm, and this time they have to save the princess. So this sounds really cute. This might be perfect for my 6, almost 7-year-old, about that reading level. Then I grabbed 3 books that they were giving away at the Penguin Random House booth. A finished copy of The Art of Prophecy by Wesley Chu. I had an advance copy of this that I had gotten at another convention that I read and talked about in a reading vlog, but I liked it. I wasn't sure I was going to continue with the series, but then someone told me they think it's just a duology, so I kind of am interested because I did like the first book. So now I have a finished copy. Another graphic novel, Voyaging, Volume 1 of The Plague Star by George R.R. Martin. I don't know what this is exactly, but it looks cute. It's got a cat and mushrooms and an astronaut, so it looks like sci-fi. Journey across the cosmos in George R.R. Martin's beloved sci-fi universe, The Thousand Worlds, as a ragtag group of conspirators embark on a mysterious mission to gain unfathomable fame and fortune, if only they can survive. Sounds fun. And then lastly, I'm not honestly sure what this is about, but we have Fever House by Keith Rawson. What is this? Pulp Fiction meets a punk rock Da Vinci Code as secret agents, hoodlums, and the son of a dead rock star get drawn into the orbit of a severed hand with dark powers in this awesomely blood-soaked, thrillingly entertaining horror noir mashup. I mean, interesting. Very interesting. So that was one that they were like, hey, we have copies, you want one? And I was like, yeah, sure. So yeah. So there you go, with 5 minutes to spare before I have to leave to go pick up my children. Those are all the books that I picked up at New York Comic Con this year, other than the ones that my kids have, and I bought them a couple. But I only purchased 3 of these, and I feel pretty good about this. And the majority of these I am interested in. There are a few that I'm probably going to pass on to somebody else, but it was a fun time, and it's always interesting to see what they're bringing to conventions. There are some of these that sound really, really exciting. Talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. And for question of the day, let me know which of these books you would be most excited to pick up. What's the one that really caught your attention that you're like, ooh, that sounds like something that's going to go on my TBR for the next year? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, it always helps if you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.